Hello, it's Sunday morning. It's time for us to be stamping together again. It's a glorious day in Melbourne, which is not a good thing considering that we're all in lockdown. As soon as the weather's sunny and warm, we all want to be out. When it's cold and miserable, we're happier to stay inside. But of course, regardless of what the weather is, we're always happy to stamp. So let me show you the card that we're doing today. So this is my card for today. Oops, this is bad. I haven't put the insert in, but I do have it. It is stamped. It just hasn't gone in yet. We'll make sure that we put it into the one that we're doing today. And this is using the Whimsy and Wonder stamp set, or suite rather. Let me show you what we've got in the suite. So first of all, the Whimsical trees stamp set. So some cute little baubles and holly, nice greetings. But of course we have the coordinating Christmas tree dies. So that'll cut out all your trees from the stamp and the holly and the baubles. It also has these really cute little, tiny little baubles that you can cut out to stick onto the tree. And you've got little stars which can also go onto the tree. And these ones here will cut out tinsel to wrap around the tree. So that's, I'm sure you may have seen some samples of it. That's what's giving us the tinsel effect. And that tinsel will go around that little tree. So that's lots of fun in there. But then the paper. Oops. Which of course I had underneath everything. So this is really different paper. It's very non-traditional Christmas colors, and they're quite soft and pastel-y and pretty on the side. And of course they've got the added gold shimmer bling to them, which makes everything much better. If you flip them over, you've got your much bolder colors on the back. Again, non-traditional colors, but make some really fun cards just for something different. Now, you may have noticed I've mentioned that I've got a stamp camp coming up, so I'll tell you about that. Some of you may be interested in joining us for that. The stamps that we're using for today: Mint Macaron, Blushing Bride, and Misty Moonlight. So like I said, not our normal Christmas colors, but these are colors that I really like. They go well together. So let's get started. I just need to grab my measurements because I can tell you centimeters but not the inches. But I do have them all worked out for us. Starting with our card base, this time I've cut it lengthwise. So if we're using A4, it's going to be 29.7 by 10.5. For inches, it's your 11.5 by 4.25. And we're going to fold that in half so that our card flaps open at the top. Then I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight, which is 12.5 centimeters by 8.5 centimeters, which would be 4.5 inches by 3 5/8. And we've got a piece of DSP, and yes, it is directional because we don't want the bows with their tails pointing up. So this is going to be 10.5 centimeters by 8 centimeters, or 3 5/8 inches by 3 3/8. And as per usual, for my inset, that's your standard size, so 14.4 by 10 centimeters, or it would be your 5.25 by 4 inches. Okay, so this card is going to be quick because once we've got all of this done, it's just assembly. So let's do our stamping first. So we're going to stamp our Christmas tree. We're doing one in each color, and I've already done my 3 and cut them out so that you don't need to watch me cutting out. On camera, we all know that I prefer not to cut out on camera. I don't think that you need to watch me doing that. So I'm going to stamp my tree. That'll be for my insert. And where are my dies gone? This Christmas tree die fits exactly over that, and we can cut that out. And on a scrap piece of paper, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to punch it out. So for this time, one of those days where it's really good because it doesn't matter if I stamp it crooked, but I'm not convinced that I rocked the stamp there, so I'm not convinced that I would cut that off. So let's stamp it again. That looks much better. All right. So I'm going to punch that out using my double oval punch. Don't you love this punch? I find it really versatile, except that I've probably stamped that slightly high. Don't you love it when things disappear? I had a scissors in my hand, but that seems to have hidden away from me. Let me just grab a scissors. Good that I got up because I found a Christmas tree that had fallen on the floor as well. So we're going to just cut that slightly smaller so that it's going to fit better, that I can center it in my oval punch over here. You can go away. And I'm going to punch the scalloped oval out of my Misty Moonlight. There we go. Right, so like I said, we're going to 3 trees, Misty Moonlight, Blushing Bride, and Mint Macaron. Cut those out, and we're ready to assemble. I'm taking my DSP, and you could use any of those DSPs. This one I used the baubles. This time around I'm using the presents. The holly would look nice as well. Pick one, any one. I think they're all beautiful. And we're going to stick this onto my piece of Misty Moonlight, and I'm sticking it right up against the edge. So we're going to kind of center it that way, but we're sticking it right up against the edge here. And one thing that I forgot to show you that comes with the suite is this Blushing Bride ribbon. So that's pretty ribbon as well. Matches in with the Blushing Bride in the suite. And we're going to stick a piece of the ribbon across the bottom. Easy way to do that with your glue dots. And yes, I'm still complaining about my glue dots that were rolled the wrong way. I'll keep going. Eventually I'll finish this roll of dots, and then I won't have to complain anymore. So glue dot on either end of the ribbon, and then we're going to wrap it around that piece at the bottom. See if I can shift that one fractionally just because it's a little bit crooked. Okay, that'll work. And then we're going to stick this layer right at the top of the card. So this is the one time when you only have to worry about centering it on the sides. You don't need to worry about centering it top and bottom. That looks like it's maybe straight, kind of. And let's stick my insert in. Of course, when you're stamping your Christmas trees, you would stamp the envelope to match. And now we can add the trees. Just trying to think. Yep, I put dimensionals. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if we're going in that order, and it can be whatever you like, I'm going to stick my first tree. I'm going to put dimensionals on both corners of the tree. Okay, so I couldn't find any of my full packs of dimensionals, but that's okay, because do we all use the dimensionals right through to the bottom? I use them that there's not a single scrap of anything left over. You can use those end bits. You don't need to discard them. You just cut them to whatever size you like. And we'll use some of these ones, make them a bit smaller, to stick at the top of the trees. Okay, that's my first one. Now, when I'm sticking my second tree, I'm going to put some glue on that bit, which is got overlapping that. So I want my dimensional on this side. Double check that, because as soon as you've turned it over, it's the other side. And the same here, we want the dimensional going on that side of the tree, and our little bits to support the top. Okay, so let's stick our trees down. Now, what I decided with this one was that it was probably the trees were a little bit low for the sentiment. I want the sentiment to not hide that much of the trees. So I'm going to stick these trees a little bit higher up. Put some glue on this side here, which is going to be sitting against that tree. And the same with my last tree. We're going to put a bit of glue against the side. Remember, you don't want dimensionals on these sides, because that's already lifted, then everything's going to be leaning over. So we just want dimensional on the side that's not going against the other trees. There are our trees in a row. We can stick the sentiment onto the backing. Oops. And clearly I stamped something on the back of that. Isn't it lucky that paper's got two sides, so when you're sticking one side down, nobody knows that it had something on the other side. So couple of dimensionals over there. This one doesn't want to come off. Okay, if it's that intent on staying on its sheet, we'll just grab another bit. Now, when I was looking at this card trying to decide where to put the sentiment, I could put it up at the top, but particularly with this paper, I found that it was hiding a lot of the baubles, that you weren't really seeing those baubles. So that was why I decided that I like it at the bottom. And looking at it now, I think I still like it at the bottom. So let's show off the pretty DSP on the top. We're going to put that over there. Quick and easy, pretty card, ready to get sent out. So being in lockdown, it might be time for us to start thinking about making Christmas cards. Now that we've got time, we can start building up the stash ready to send out. I don't know, I'm hoping that we're going to be out of lockdown by then. But remember, if we're not, post is going to take longer than usual to get anywhere, so you're going to want to get those cards posted out early. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you know already that I take part in a tutorial bundle group. You would have seen my blog hop where we do the blog hop with the girls, and anybody who places an order will get that tutorial bundle for the month. So the bundle changes every month. This month's bundle is the new catalog, and we were doing anything but Christmas. So there's not that many non-Christmas sets in there, but there are a few. So if you haven't had that, or if you haven't seen that, go and have a look at my blog, traceofcreativity.com. You can see the kind of work that we do and the kind of projects that everybody does. I think that it's a really talented bunch of girls, and we're from all over. So we've got 4 in Australia, 4 in the USA, and 2 in Canada, and 3 in the UK. So 13 in the group in total. And in September, so it's going to be the 17th of September, I think it's the 17th of September, we're running a stamp camp. So what's going to happen with that is, if you purchase the Whimsy and Wonder suite, which is the stamp set, the dies, the DSP, and the ribbon, you can join the stamp camp. And for that stamp camp, what I will do is I will send you the make and take. So if this was one of the projects in the stamp camp, you would get the card base, you would get the Misty Moonlight, the backing, that, and card to stamp the trees on, and the insert for my card. And you'll get the same for all of the other projects of the people that are participating. I think that all 13 of us are participating in the stamp camp. You'll also get the tutorial bundle with video links on how to make the cards. And as a bonus, you'll be invited to the Facebook group for the stamp camp. And in that group, we'll each do a Facebook Live for our blog hop project. So you're going to get 26 ideas that you can go and make the stamp camp, well, with your bundle rather, your suite, and all the videos and the written tutorial. So it is a really good one. We did it for hand penned, and that went down really well. So if you want to participate in that, I'm going to put up a post about that. I'm going to write that in the next few minutes, so that'll go up shortly. So please I'll give the link that you can just purchase your whole suite. And remember, it's celebration going on at the moment, so you'll also get to choose one of the celebration items, so added bonus for ordering now. And then you'll join us in September, and you'll have all these great ideas at the end of it. If you make one of each card, you'll have 26 cards ready to go. I hope that you're going to join me for that. It's going to be a great event. Have a great week. Happy crafting, and I'll catch up with you next Sunday. Bye.